Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Asma Abubakar. This is Business Communication Group 1, and then we are presenting on employment interviews and follow-up messages. Okay, so in the introduction, we have meaning and definition of employment interviewing, types of employment interview, what must be done before the interview, what must be done on the day of your interview, what must be done during the interview, what must be done when closing the interview, what must be done after the interview, other employment letters and documents, and the meaning of follow-up messages, structures and tips for follow-up messages. And then I'm introducing you to the meaning and definitions of employment interviewing. So when we talk about employment interviewing, it's a structured conversation between a potential employer and then a job applicant, where employer asks questions to assess the candidate's skills, experience, and suitability for a specific job opening within the company to determine if they would be a good fit for the role and organization's culture. The primary purpose of an interview is to evaluate and assess a candidate's suitability for a specific job role. It also provides an opportunity for both the employer and the candidate to determine if there is a mutual fit. It can be done through several channels like face-to-face, by phone, and by video. As you can see in picture A and B, we are having an employment interview.
We move to the types of employment interview, and then we have 6 types of employment interview. That's the structured, unstructured, panel, group, behavioral, and stress interviews. So we move to the structured interview. As the name says, structured, so it follows steps. That's the interviewer asks a set of lists of questions and then ensures consistency and fairness in the hiring process. Common in government and in corporate jobs. That is, in government and corporate jobs, that's where we find a structured interview. That's the interviewer or then the person granting the interview asks questions, like we have sets of questions that they ask. And then we move to the unstructured interview. The interview follows a conversational style with no fixed questions, allows for more natural discussion and deeper insights, used in creative and informal work environments. For example, like in teaching, when you are going to look for a job in teaching, they ask you questions to know what you think and then how you see it, despite the resume and then the CV you've presented to them. We move to the panel interview. There's multiple interviewers assess one candidate, offer different perspective on the candidate's suitability, used in academia, government, and executive hiring. That's the setting where you get 2 interviewers interviewing one person. So like maybe when you go, like for example, in a school, when you're going to teach in a school, like an interview, when you go, you see the headmaster, principal, other people seated there, this asking you questions and all that stuff. Then we go to the group interview. There's multiple candidates are interviewed together. Test teamwork, leadership and ability to stand out. Common in sales, management and customer service, like in the bank setting or in the corporate environment. When you go there, you get everybody seated, like maybe we are all going for an interview. We are all seated together with the interviewers, and then the discussion is made. So that place, they get to know like the type of people to put in maybe the sales department, the management department, was a broad company. Move to the stress interview. The interviewer asks difficult or unexpected questions. Test how candidates handle pressure. So they can throw any question for you, like maybe any allegation question for you. They ask you any question and you sit and you ask yourself like, why this question? They don't want to see your pressure or how you take things or how you are able to take in things and how you are able to express yourself. And we go to the last one, that's the behavioral interview. As the name says, behavior. Focuses on past experience to predict future behavior. That's use the STAR method, that's the situation, task, action, and results. Common in leadership and team roles. So in this type of interview, that's for those who want to be leaders, like HR managers, and then like those people. So this one, they ask you about your past experience, like how has this been before, your past life, to know how you take things and to know how you're able to manage stuff.
We will continue from what must be done before the interview. 1. Research the company. Learn about its mission, values, products, and recent news. 2. Understand the job role. Review the job description and record skills. 3. Prepare your resume. Highlight relevant experiences and achievements. 4. Practice common questions. Prepare answers for tell me about yourself and why we should hire you. 5. Plan your outfit. Dress professionally according to the company's culture. 6. Gather required documents. Print copies of your resume, certificates, and reference letters. 7. Know the interview location. Arrive on time by checking the venue and testing the video call platform.
Alright, so let's move on to what must be done on the day of your interview. 1. Arrive early. Be at the venue or log in at least 10 to 15 minutes early. Stay calm and confident. Take deep breath and maintain a positive mindset. Greet the interviewer professionally. Shake hands, that is if in person, and introduce yourself. Maintain good body language. Sit straight, make eye contact, and avoid fidgeting. So, what must be done during the interview? 1. Listen carefully. Understand the questions before answering. Answer clearly and concisely. Use the STAR method for structured responses. Show enthusiasm. Express genuine interest in the role and company. Ask smart questions. Inquire about the company culture, team, or growth opportunities. Stay professional. Be respectful and avoid negative comments about past employers.
Tips for writing effective follow-up messages. 1. Keep it short. That is to stay concise to the point or keep the message brief to avoid wasting time. 2. Show gratitude. That means appreciation to the message you are giving to your audience. 3. Be clear. That is stay purpose and action steps. 4. Be polite. Avoid sounding pushy or impatient towards your client or interviewers. 5. Time matters. Wait an appropriate amount of time before following up.
Move on to other employment letters and documents. 1. We talk about the resume or the curriculum vitae, a detailed document highlighting skills, experience, and education. And it's also used for job application, internship, and academic roles. We move on to the other one, the second one, which is the cover letter. It's a formal letter sent with a resume to introduce oneself and explain qualifications. And it also should be tailored to the specific job role. Employment contract, a legal binding agreement outlining terms and conditions of employment. It also includes salaries, job responsibilities, working hours, and termination conditions. We move on to the fourth one, which is job offer letter, a formal document from an employer offering a job to a candidate, including salaries, job titles, benefits, and start dates.
So the fifth one, we have the interview invitation letter. There are special letters from employer to invite a candidate to an interview. The sixth one, we have salary or bonus letters. These letters notifies the employee of a salary increment or bonus payment. The seventh one, we have resignation letters. Are normally written by the employees to employer of their decision to leave their company. The eighth one, promotion letters. These are letters written to inform an employee of his or her promotion and its terms or items.
What must be done when closing an interview? Summarize your strengths. Briefly highlight why you are the best candidates. Express your gratitude. Thank the interviewers for their time and opportunity. Ask about the next step. Inquire about the hiring timeline and follow-up process. What must be done after the interview? Send a thanks you email. Retaliate your interest and appreciate within 24 hours. Reflect on your performance. Identify the areas for improvements in the future interviews. Follow up if necessary. If you don't hear the feedback, send a polite follow-up email after a week. Stay positive. If rejected, seek a feedback and continue applying for your.
We continue with the meaning of follow-up messages. Follow-up messages are communication sent after an initial interaction, or let's say communication that are sent back after an initial interview with an interviewer. So there are various structures of an effective follow-up message. The first one being the subject line. So within the subject line of a follow-up message, you write a concise or a clear message that is relevant to the purpose of your email. And the second one is the greeting. You begin your follow-up message with a greeting such as, "Hello, Mr. Mensah," or "Hello, Madam Ajwa." The third one is the opening paragraph. You provide context by referencing your previous interaction, that is your previous interaction for the body. You state the purpose of your follow-up. This could be you requesting for feedback that they gave you at your first interview. Maybe they told you they'd reach out to you after your first interview and it has been 2 weeks, you've not heard from them. So you can send, in the body of your follow-up message, you can include all these details. The fifth one is the call to action. So in this part of your follow-up message, you specify the desired next steps. An example being, "Please let me know if you need any additional information," referring to any information you could have given them in your first interview. The sixth part of a follow-up message is the closing. In this part of the message, you end with a courteous closing statement. For example, you thank your interviewers for their time and consideration of you. Signature. You include your full name, your position, and your contact information to ensure that the recipient reaches you easily.
So we are moving to the sample of a follow-up message, which is subject. Is you checking in on the proposal. For example, you write "Hi" and you put your name down. Then you inquire whether the message you sent out will be ready for you to be received. And you set in the date you sent the message and what the topic was about. Then you ask whether they proceeded on what you talked about and they are ready to give you a feedback. Then you add your name and your position. And in conclusion, a successful job interview depends on good preparation, clear communication and confidence, following up with a thank you message. And it shows professionalism and can reinforce your interest in the role. These steps help you to stand out as a thoughtful, enthusiastic candidate. Thank you.